Hey folks, this is Fat Guy Flies RC. We're out here at the Avon Park Aero Modelers Club. We're going to be taking up the Clipped Wing Cub from E-Flite, one of the ones that I'm desperately begging them to bring back. Haven't flown this plane in a hot minute, so let's get ourselves a range test right off the bat. What I do is I go down about 90 feet, which is down at the end of the runway, and I've got a pre-picked spot. Let's get her down there, get her turned. All right, and there's my square with the spider. All right, spider. All right, go down to hit your roller. You go down to range test. Probably won't be able to see it in the sun, but you see range test. You hit your bind button, that simulates power loss. And what I'm looking, I want to see that plane move. I'm going to do all the way around, 360, all the way around. Now in an ideal world, I'd have someone down there picking that plane up and moving it in all different directions. But we're in good shape. This bird runs on 3S only. I'm running a 2700 Hobby Star 3S in her. Let's get it. And I've actually added lights to the bottom of this wing. Wind is at my back right now, so I'll be turning around, but I want to check the control surfaces. Right aileron, left aileron, up elevator, down elevator, right rudder, left rudder, and my rates are 100% throws over 30% expo. All right, let's get rid of that nasty throttle beeping sound that I can't stand. And we do that by going to the timer, go to your fourth screen. And where you see timer control alerts, and it says tone, turn those all to inhibit. All right. Now, like I said, wind is at my back, so let's get turned around. Let me get off the runway. Let's get turned towards the wind. Whenever you can, fly into the wind, take off into the wind. Land in the wind, take off into the wind. Best for a controlled flight. All right, timer set for 5.5 minutes. Whoa, tail dragger. There we go. And like I say, this is the Clipped Wing Cub. So as the name implies, clipped wing means the wing is shorter. So if you have a shorter wing, therefore you got to have more speed to maintain lift. And with a shorter curved wing, you're going to have more of a tendency to tip stall if you get too slow. Well, it's actually, technically, we say tip stall, but it's really just dropping a wing. I haven't flown this particular plane in, I don't know, 9 months, a year maybe. Let's see if we can't get a landing out of this now. I'm going to bring it right at me, and I'm going to turn towards the runway. There we go, a little touch and go. What I want to do is I want to touch down further down the runway, and instead of, oh, I got a little bit of a vibration. That might need to balance that prop. Okay. But like I say, I haven't flown this plane in forever. So I'm going to bring the plane right at me, and then I'm going to kind of turn towards the runway. There we go. And the starburst design on the underside of that wing and on the top side really helps with orientation. And tail dragger are famous for being squirrely on the runway and on the grass, but don't be in a big hurry. You know, when you get her up on deck and that tail comes up, you got to be on that rudder. So clipped wing cubs are famous for being kind of aerobatic. A little bit of a stall turn there. Do a nice big loop. There. Tight little barrel roll. But not a 3D plane. Not meant to be. But that yellow color and that black makes it really great for orientation. We don't have much in the way of cloud cover today, so that really looks good in the sky. Yeah. Remember, when you're turning a Cub, try to keep the wings as level as you can. And if you're going to be doing just an aileron only turn, make sure you keep enough speed in. If you're going to go slower in your turn, work a little bit of elevator in it and try to keep that turn as flat as you can to help prevent a stall. There we go. See, I'm turning kind of slowly, but I'm using my rudder also. Now here's an aileron turn here, but I'm going to do it rather quick. Okay? But now let's turn with a rudder. So I'm turning much slower, but I'm using my ailerons and my rudder to turn also to keep that plane more level. So the number one rule about this, folks, if you're not enjoying yourself, if you're not having fun, if you're having to constantly fight and everything, why are you out here? This is supposed to be for you to have fun and enjoyment, make a few memories. If it's stressing you out, then you're not enjoying yourself. All right, let's take her up one more time, just because we can. Get her turned around. And let's do a nice slow flyby. Get that tail up and then lift off. But with a Cub, get the tail up before you give her gas to get going. Make sure that tail is up first. All right, let's get a nice, kind of a low and slow flyby. And then we'll get a landing. There, beautiful plane. Beautiful plane. A big old C-130 getting ready to go over our heads right now. Of course, it's up, 800 feet, 900 feet. All right. You're lined up for runway. Coming right at me. Then I'm going to turn towards the runway as I get more of an approach speed that I want. Maybe. Kind of gusty today. They're not the best, but whoa, hey, got the wind underneath that wing and a turn. But like I say, I really do wish E-Flite would bring this back. It's just a great little sport aircraft. Great little plane, just a good plane. Bring it back in 4S with the Smart Tech and the Smart ESC. And what do you want to hear before you touch a model?
Motor off.
Motor off, that's right. Because the last thing you want is to have to go to the hospital because you were stupid and lopped off a finger. All right, let's check and see how much juice is in the tank, as GB Linden likes to say on his website. That's where I've got the 2700 all the way firewalled, and she seems to CG just fine right there. There's a lot of these planes still out there. You can get them at swap meets, and you may even find one left over in a retail somewhere. But if not, trust in E-Flite. Maybe they'll bring it back. They brought back a lot of their planes. All right, 33%, 3.8 cells all the way down. That is a great storage rate for your battery. And remember, the best way to discharge your batteries is to use them. If not, get them home and discharge them down to about 30%. All right, folks, well, there you go. That is the E-Flite Clipped Wing Cub, a plane. Now, don't look at that's lights I've added. That is the Clipped Wing Cub. I really wish E-Flite would bring it back in 4-cell with all the smart tech, and I'd be a happy fat guy. All right, folks, God bless y'all. Don't forget faith, family, and friends, and then planes. Bye, y'all.